Hello everybody, got Mark coming to you tonight on the Garage Guy 879 channel. We are here at the garage on the bench under the bright lights, and the title of this video is Taurus Model 942, a little preventive maintenance. Alright, I was at a gun shop in Abingdon, Virginia a week ago, and I was talking to another customer there about firearms, and then when these Taurus revolvers came up, he told me that he has the 942 chambered in .22 Magnum and he had a problem with it. Now, I wish I'd asked him his name, or else I'd be giving him a shout out, because he's the reason I'm doing this video, and you know who you are, and thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. Anyhow, this is my Taurus 942, but this is the LR version, and yes, it does still have the tag on it. I've yet to shoot it, take the first shots with it. Been busy working, haven't had the time to do it, but hopefully I can get to that soon. But anyway, he was telling me a problem he had with his 942 chambered in .22 Magnum. Said he and his wife were out one afternoon just target shooting with it. And of course she had it in her hand, and had it like this, and she felt with her finger that something didn't feel quite right. And when they looked, this screw right here had almost worked its way out. So he told me he took it back into the house and he checked out the screw. He went ahead and took it out. He said this screw is very short. It is hollow, there's a notch on the other end of it, and there's a spring on in here. Now, if she hadn't noticed that and they'd kept on shooting, this would have worked its way out, and they would have been on the telephone with Taurus trying to order another screw, because I doubt if they would have found it in the grass. You know, it's just one of them little screws. And these things happen with a lot of firearms. You know, you have screws, you have pins. Of course, you have the screw here on the opposite side, the cylinder release button right there. Of course, we're safe. Anyhow, you know, like I said, we have pins here, the front sight, and here on the back sight, if it was to be the one side or another, you know, visually inspect it and physically inspect it. You know, do a little touchy-feely thing right here like that. Takes what, 30 seconds? And believe me, 30 seconds worth of preventive maintenance can save you a month or more of aggravation, because those of us that's had to order parts from a factory, sometimes it's took a month or longer to receive them. You know, that's just the way things are. Now, for example, right here is my Ruger Mark IV Standard. It's also chambered in .22 LR. Back in, I believe it was 2018, I bought one of these. Now, this ain't the same one. I bought this 2019, I think it was. But the one I had in 2018, I was doing the initial video with it, and I was doing the first shot segment. And this pin right here, after I got done shooting, I noticed. Let's see if we can get a look at it right there. It was sticking out almost all the way here on the right side. And I got lucky that I noticed it. Anyway, I tapped it back into place. I put a drop of Loctite on it. Didn't have no more problems with it for the next couple of months, but I went ahead and got rid of it. And then I got this one a little while later, and so far so good. None of the pins have come out of it or anything like that. Haven't had any problems. But I got lucky with the one I had before this. Like I said, you know, preventive maintenance. It doesn't have to be the 942. It could be the 856 or the 605. But I've never heard of anybody having any problems, really, with the screws or pins coming out of it. But what I want to impress on people, especially the ones that are newer to gun ownership, you know, be vigilant. Do a physical check, do a visual check. You know, make sure everything is what it's supposed to be. you know. You don't have to take a screwdriver and loosen this and then crank it down tight. Just make sure it's in there snug. Make sure it's not coming out. This right here, make sure the pin is flush on each side. I could say the same thing about the pin here in the grip, but I really haven't heard any cases where the grip pin came out. Just a little maintenance. Be vigilant. You know, and this is good advice even for the ones of us who's been around firearms for years or even decades. Because at times we do become complacent and think, oh, it's running smoothly, nothing's going to happen, and bing, bang, boom, there you go. Lost screw. Anyhow, just be vigilant. Do a physical check, visual check. Make sure everything is as it's supposed to be. Alright, only takes a few seconds. Catch you good people later.